What's up, guys? Dylan here with another video. Today I am going to be going over a few dynamic mobility warm-up drills that I personally do to get ready. This is going to be lower body focused. We're going to be focusing on loosening up our ankles and hips specifically. I do recommend that you use a turf, and if you don't have one at your gym, just a decent open space so that way you can get some movement in and get moving around. And like I said, guys, just one more time, shout out to the home gym. I've been going here for like over 3 years. Exile is not only the greatest gym in the DMV, I believe this is the greatest gym in the country. So if y'all are around the DMV area, you want to check out a gym, I'm telling you, this is the one place you won't waste your money at. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get right into it. We're gonna be starting off first with a couple ankle things, evolving into hips, and then finishing with hamstrings. I'm gonna break this up a little bit. Bear with me, this is my first real video. So, you know, it'll probably look something along the lines of we'll do like little intro, warm up, intro, warm up. Just bear with me, I'm new at this shit. And when you're new at shit, you gotta figure shit out. But the one thing I could tell y'all is, if you take any of these and do it, your body will probably feel fucking amazing. So with that being said, let's get right into it, guys. Hi from way back here, guys. So the first thing that we're gonna start off with is tibialis toe walks. That's a fancy way of saying it. I don't like to overcomplicate shit and use all the big science words. I think those people, honestly, there's a lot of value in it and learning that, yes. However, a lot of trainers, in my opinion, tend to overcomplicate shit. So let's just keep it simple, right? The tibialis is a muscle that runs all the way down here, at the bottom of your foot, all the way up to your knee, right? It's tight. So what is this gonna do? By loosening it up, it's gonna allow us to get a little more ankle mobility. And honestly, this is probably gonna be the easiest mobility stuff I ever show you guys. So all you gotta do is get on your toes and literally walk. It's that simple. You just gotta try, you know? And if you try, you'll get results. And I can feel it already loosening up. So that'll be round one. Hope you guys enjoy this exercise, and on to round two. So after toe walks, I'm gonna tell you guys, we're gonna do something absolutely insane. We're gonna do heel walks, right? So that way we can loosen up our heels, Achilles, all that good stuff, calves, you know? So all you gotta do is literally transfer your body weight from your toes instead on your heels, and then you literally walk like this. It looks ridiculous, really feels good though. Don't believe me? Try it yourself. That's probably why you're still watching this video anyways, let's be real. So at this point, your calves should feel good. You should feel pretty decent. Your ankles should feel loose. Give them a little roll. If not, you should be able to test if they're tight or not. You should be feeling pretty loose at this point though, assuming you go up and back both one round each way, okay? Moving on, now we gotta loosen up our hips, right? Now our hips, there's a few different parts to our hips. Not gonna go over all that right now, no need to. The most important thing that I can tell you though is we're gonna start by warming up our hip flexors right here. And this is gonna help us to loosen up a little bit and start moving the way that we want our hips and body to move. If we're gonna squat, if we're gonna deadlift, these are very important, even for general health, because let's be real, the #1 most common surgery in older people is a hip replacement. If you're gonna have to get it replaced anyways, you might as well take care of it and see what it's capable of, you know? All you gotta do is look, walk, pull up, walk, pull up. I usually do these for about 10, 15 yards. And again, all you gotta do is just focus on the stretch. It's not like I'm flying through this. The whole point is you wanna take your time and get loose when you're doing these. We're gonna move on from here though now. So at this point, our hips should start to feel a little warm and loose. Shouldn't feel completely ready to go yet though, no worries. So what we're gonna focus on now is some hip external rotation. And all you're gonna do for that, it's very, very simple. Again, you're just gonna take a step and you're gonna pull up and then in like that. So again, step, pull. And I just felt a pop in my knee. You may feel something like that too. But the whole point is, as you're walking forward, right, step, pull. That's gonna loosen up your hip abductors a little bit, so that way by the time you're feeling loose, at this point, if you look at me, you should be able to comfortably drop into a bodyweight squat and sit and hold it like this. Shouldn't really be a problem. And now, if you're watching this though, and let's say you might have mobility issues, restrictions, that's where you would fall into this category. Keep in mind, I've been doing this stuff for years. Don't work off of what I can do, work within your own range of motion and mobility, because that is gonna be crucial for you being able to move the way that you wanna move. You have to move the way that you can move and then work on moving the way that you want to move. It's a slow process. However, mobility, I love it because you Mobility really is being able to force yourself into a position, right? Flexibility is having the strength to hold yourself in it. So the whole goal of this is just to loosen up. You don't need to run with it and go crazy. On to the next one. For the fifth and final exercise that we're gonna be finishing out with, this is my personal favorite. I actually saw Steve Weatherford doing these on his Snapchat, so I just call these Steve Weatherfords to keep it simple. But this is one of my favorite dynamic hamstring stretches. As a powerlifter, a lot of people know your go muscles are all your back muscles, right? So like your upper back, tris, glutes, hammies. Having really tight hammies can be an issue if you want to be a good squatter or deadlifter though. So how are we going to get loose? How do we take care of that problem, right? Again, the goal of this, it's not like a hamstring stretch. So if you're doing this at your gym or you're doing this at home, don't force the position. You're just looking to feel tension and pressure in your hamstring enough to loosen it up a little bit. So I'm gonna step back another 5 yards so you guys can get a better view of me doing this. And again, personal favorite one. You know, even if you take all 5 of these, or you take a few of these and it works and it helps you out, it's a win. All right, guys? So all you wanna do is look, you take your leg, hinge and push back, touch the ground. This one's gonna get the longest demo, but just so you guys can see, I'm taking a few steps in between and I'm rooting my feet. We'll talk about rooting in another video, but as you can see, I'm able to talk through this and hinge and stay completely stable. Even more stable in that little hip external rotation part, okay? And that's because I'm just focusing solely on putting pressure into my foot and just letting my hip guide back. You kick your leg out, and then you touch the ground, same leg, same foot. So I want to show you guys from the side how this should look too, just because I know, you know, front view is good. However, with this movement, I know this one's gonna probably be the most complicated. It requires the most stability and balance, but again, very worthwhile. So one thing I want to point out, you're not just bending over and barely putting your leg back. All that's doing is putting pressure right here on my hip abductor. No good, right? You want to look, and I'll pull up my shirt a little bit so you can see, you're letting your hip fold a little bit, so just let it tuck back. My leg's gonna go all the way out, foot's balanced, and then touch, and then you walk. Don't wanna intimidate you guys with that movement, but I highly recommend it, especially for those with tight hamstrings. This has been a game changer in allowing me to remove static stretching from my post warm-ups, my pre-warm-up, so that way I can use it for my cool down and post lift. You know, because obviously it's better to stretch afterwards. Mobility before though, it's like starting your car. When you start your car, are you gonna drive it immediately? No, you're gonna let it get ready for a few minutes and heat up. Look at it like we're just heating up right now. So again, I hope that these drills were able to help you guys. I hope that you were able to gain some value and information from this content. And hey, try it out. Let me know how it goes in the comments. And again, if you guys enjoyed the content, this video resonated with you, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I want everybody to get their hands on this information, and I want to help as many people as I can. I'm doing my part. Make sure you do your part. Until next time, my friends, love all of you.